Welcome to
Renaissance News.
Welcome America to the Renaissance News.
Today, we're going to talk about Marco Polo's biography. Marco Polo was born in 1254 and died in January 8, 1324. He was a traveler and a writer that left for Cathay, where is today's China, in 1271. There he was part of the Kublai Khan's empire and worked for 17 years. When he returned to Venice in 1295, his experiences became one of the most famous and important travel documents ever written.
Marco Polo was born in a noble family of merchants. He began to experience Cathay with the adventures of his father and uncle that were partners on trading at the time when Venice was the world leader in foreign commerce. The family left Venice and moved to Peking, China, and only returned when Marco was 6. During that time, Marco was raised by his mother and other members of the family.
The Mongol prince Kublai Khan received Marcos' father and uncle in China at 1266. Kublai Khan was impressed with their intelligence and knowledge of the world. For these reasons, they kept them close for several years. In 1269, they were sent to Rome as messengers, with the request that the Pope would send 100 Europeans to share their knowledge. The Pope didn't accept the request, but in search of profit, they returned to China in 1271. Marcos' mother died, and he was taken to a trip, being his first appearance as a world traveler at the age of 17. To return to China took him more than 3 years because he had passed through some difficulties.
With their failure to bring 100 Europeans, the Polos were back to the service. Kublai Khan was again impressed with Marco Polo, that like his father and uncle demonstrated not only the ability to travel, but also his knowledge of the Mongol language and his power of observation.
With the permission of Kublai Khan, they began to spread trading together with the empire. With the business trip, Marco demonstrated a quick mind and his ability to relate what he saw in a clear way. His reports that were the basis of his famous account contained information and many things. It was on his reports that his talent of an objective and accurate observer were discovered. Marco was used in many missions, and the relation between Kublai Khan and the Polos lasted more than 16 years.
The Polos enjoyed the time they spent on the empire, but decided to return to Venice to enjoy their wealth. For a time, Kublai Khan didn't release them from his service. Their chance to return only came in 1292, when they sent a mission in Persia and then to Rome. In Persia, they would arrange a marriage between one of the Mongol princes. They needed to stay in Persia for about 1 year because the man that would marry died, and they had to find another group. After they continued their journey to Venice in 1295 after 25 years of absence.
Marco never returned to Asia again. He entered to serve Venice in a war against the rival city-state Genoa. In 1298, Marco served as a gentleman commander in the Venetian navy. In September 1298, he was captured in Genoa. He was really famous, and as a prisoner, he was treated with courtesy, and after 1 year, he was released. While he was kept in Genoa, he related the story about his travels to another prisoner named Rusticiano, a man from Pisa, Italy, who wrote a romantic literature. With a combination of both styles of writing, the final version of Marco Polo's travels came.
His book was translated to many languages, and Marco Polo left a lot of information like maps that prove methods and customs with local characteristics have also been proven by studies.